So as we all know, the highly anticipated Ruin DLC has come out for FNAF Security Breach. Well, it came out quite a bit ago. And along with this game came a bunch of new theories, lore, and hints to things such as the real ending of Security Breach, the Mimic, and our new character, Cassie. But for now, let's leave all of that to game theory and pick up on the most popular Easter egg in FNAF Ruin, Glamrock Bonnie. Yes, as everyone knows by now, Glamrock Bonnie is in Ruin in all of his former glory, and it didn't take long for theories and speculation on how he ended up in this state. And yes, I'm aware that Doko made his point in one of his videos, however I'll make some more detail of it as it was pretty short. But really quickly guys, before this video starts, make sure you subscribe and do all of that things that YouTubers say before the actual video starts, because why not? Enjoy the video. Firstly, to even come across Glamrock Bonnie, you have to go around the FNAF Ruin chapters and deactivate all of the wet Floorbots in the Vanny network. Doing this route will play an audio cue and they'll shut off. These bots are also accompanied with some strange child sounds, so that's fairly creepy. After deactivating every bot, head to Bonnie Ball where a secret wet floor sign will appear. Deactivating this will open one of the bowling lanes to a broken hole in the wall, which will then lead to everyone's favourite Glamrock, aside from Freddy. But we all knew that, right? However, what isn't answered is simply, why? Why does deactivating wet Floorbots suddenly lead to Glamrock Bonnie? What connection could they have? A lot of YouTubers caught on to the fact that after deactivating the bots around Bonnie, his eyes switch off, signaling that he himself has deactivated, meaning Bonnie was somehow digitally connected to these bots. My theory is that after Bonnie died, which we will get to later, his digital conscience somehow transferred to that of the bots around the Pizzaplex. Similar to FNAF 2 where the puppet splits souls of the dead children into the original 4 animatronics. The same is happening here with Glamrock Bonnie. His digital conscience, or soul if he even has one, was split into a lot of pieces, each piece finding a wet Floorbot to transfer to, meaning that all throughout Security Breach, Bonnie was there. This actually makes sense, as in Security Breach, these bots just stare at the player wherever they go without alerting any animatronic. This could also explain how Gregory was so hard to find in the first game. You'd expect these wet Floorbots to act as monitor stations for Fazbear employees, to keep an eye on the Pizzaplex. Yet, because Bonnie died before the events of Security Breach, that means his conscience would override the original coding of the bots, meaning Vanessa/Vanny wouldn't be able to use them to locate Gregory. So Bonnie possesses, in a way, these Floorbots. Cool. So why do we deactivate them? Simple. We are freeing Bonnie and putting him to rest. The Glamrock animatronics are extremely similar to the original animatronics, in the sense that they have their own free will, emotions, and can think for themselves. Bonnie likely didn't want to die, and so his conscience couldn't rest, so he found himself splitting into all these Floorbots. If you think everything I'm saying is straight nonsense, let's remember I'm talking from a franchise where a guy survived being crushed alive multiple times, and people possess as robots. Us deactivating those final 4 Floorbots is releasing Glamrock Bonnie and letting him move on. To further back this, as we all know, an audio cue different to when we deactivate all the bots play when deactivating the final Floorbot and Bonnie's eyes stop glowing. So in my opinion, that theory somewhat makes sense and is solved. However, what isn't solved is how Bonnie even became like this in the first place. Now, I've got some comments on my old video from over a year ago saying that the Monty theory was false, and as of Security Breach Ruin it was confirmed that it wasn't Monty. First of all, that video is outdated. And second, I still do believe Monty is the culprit behind Glamrock Bonnie's death. From the bag messages in Security Breach describing the events of and where Bonnie was, to his replacement being Monty, etc. I believe that either Monty killed Bonnie directly in Monty Golf, as that's where the Faz messages described him as being last, and to cover up, Fazbear Entertainment simply threw him in the back of Bonnie Bowl, dumped Floorbots around him and left him there, which would explain again how Bonnie's conscience spread to those Floorbots and eventually the whole network. Or, in scenario B, Bonnie did not get killed in Monty Golf and instead ran all the way back to Bonnie Bowl with a bloodlusted Monty right on his tail, until eventually they both got thrown through the wall, which would explain why the hole is there in the first place. And we can also see a cracked bowling ball near Bonnie's head. I don't know about you, but bowling balls are pretty heavy. I doubt Vanny or someone could slam that down full force onto a robot's head, making it crack. meaning Monty smashed Bonnie's head in with a bowling ball and tore him apart, which is painfully obvious by the claw marks on Bonnie's chest. Who was the only animatronic to have claws? Yeah, Monty. And so Fazbear Entertainment found out, sealed Bonnie behind the bowling alley, and made Monty the new star as a cover-up. In my opinion, Monty killing Bonnie in his own bowling alley makes more sense, as why would there be a cracked bowling ball there? And why would there be an irregular hole in the wall and rubble all around Bonnie? Meaning my original theory was correct. Monty did indeed kill Bonnie out of jealousy, which we know Monty has, as he is jealous of Freddy, depicted by Freddy either being left out or Monty replacing him in anything related. Now some may disagree with this theory, as in order to get into the catwalks of Monty Golf, Cassie has to take a ride on one of Monty's rides. That was a bad sentence. Which gives us some interesting backstory to the events. What is seemingly depicting is that Monty adored Bonnie and looked up to him as an idol, with the pictures showing Bonnie as a part of the main band and Monty just a side attraction like El Chip or DJ Music Man. But the ride then proceeds to show Bonnie behind a curtain holding his guitar to Monty, seemingly to represent him passing down the role of the main bass player to Monty. And then Monty becomes a part of the main band and Bonnie disappears. Not to state the obvious, but this is definitely a cover-up by Fazbear Entertainment. Like Doko said in his theory, that of which I strongly believe, Fazbear Entertainment made the Monty ride up in order to explain Bonnie's disappearance without revealing the true cause being Monty. It's pretty much common sense. Why would a company possibly ruin the whole brand by revealing that the robots aren't the family-friendly mascots they're advertised to be? Bonnie, being such a big character in the past locations, was most likely more loved by people visiting the Pizzaplex. Even Freddy himself showing care and remorse over Bonnie from his dialogue and his writing on Bonnie's mirror. The ride was to make an excuse as to why Bonnie disappeared without reason, and to still keep their own reputation safe from the public. Monty killed Bonnie, Fazbear Entertainment covered it up. Now another very interesting theory I'd like to mention is the possibility that the Mimic was actually behind Bonnie's death, and I must say it is a really valid theory. Possibly the Mimic mimicking Freddy's voice or another character to lure Bonnie around, which explains why Bonnie was randomly roaming around the Pizzaplex without a reason, only to lure him to Monty and possibly he dies from Monty there. Or again, like the Monty theory, the Mimic just lures Bonnie to the back of the bowling alley and proceeds to smash his head in with a bowling ball. The only problem I have with the Mimic being the culprit is the faint green paint on Bonnie's torso, indicating it was Monty who shredded Bonnie. The only thing the Mimic wants to do is escape the Pizzaplex in ruin and destroy everything. But if he was in security breach, which we know he must have been, seeing as he sampled Gregory's voice...
I'm Gregory. I'm Gregory.
What is stopping him from going on a full-out massacre there and then? We don't know much about the Mimic or how long it's actually been at the Pizzaplex, but he was sealed very, very deep down, so this theory is a bit loose at the moment. I don't think it's the Mimic personally. This could change with a future update to Ruin, but I doubt Steelwool would make this Bonnie reference when Monty seemingly dies. It's like Bonnie is the cause of Monty's death via the neon sign. Bonnie's appearance in Ruin also debunks the theory that it was Vanny, as she needed parts of William Afton down in the old pizzeria. As we can see, he is fully intact, well, mostly, and doesn't seem to have been salvaged. The theory that Vanny was controlling Monty to get Bonnie killed also makes no sense, as why would she need to? If she's going after Bonnie, why not go after Freddy? Why not go after Chica or Roxy? How was Bonnie so different from the others? He wasn't. All of the animatronics had their own free will before the events of Security Breach, before Vanny ordered them after Gregory. We now also know that the Burntrap ending to Security Breach is not canon, or at least the majority of players believe so, further proving that Vanny most likely had nothing to do with Bonnie's decommission, considering that there is no Burntrap to begin with. But yeah, that more or less sums up this theory video today. If you guys did enjoy, please let me know down in the comments below, and if you disagree or agree with the theories spoken about in this video, then feel free to tell me. But yeah, apart from that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.